السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله وكفى والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه وموالاه. Brothers and sisters in Islam, inshallah, tonight is the 13th night of Ramadan, and inshallah we'll begin the 16th juz, and inshallah complete a quarter way into the 17th. And alhamdulillah, it was such a blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that Surah Kahf corresponded with the day of Surah Kahf. So alhamdulillah, we got to hear it and also read it, mashallah. Now brothers and sisters in Islam, there's a very unique reason, which is of course through the wisdom of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that it's considered to be important and virtuous to recite Surah Kahf on Friday. If you think logically, Surah Yasin is the heart of the Quran. We should be reciting Surah Yasin. But Surah Kahf is the most important surah for this ummah, and especially the times we live in. Rasulullah ﷺ warned the Sahaba close to 23 times about Dajjal. He warned them. And in one of the last traditions, he pointed east. And he said, I don't think you understood me. Dajjal is one-eyed, and your Lord is not one-eyed. What is so important about Dajjal? Why was there so much emphasis on the same topic close to 23 times? Well, the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said in a hadith, Allah did not send a prophet, but the Prophet warned his people of Dajjal. Dajjal didn't come in any of the Prophet's eras or times, but he will come in the time of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ's ummah. And to understand who Dajjal is and what the plan is, unfortunately, there's been a great lapse in Islamic knowledge. We don't speak about what needs to be spoken. We tend to drift away from the core issues. And the reason is because Islamic scholarship today has become just the custom. Read the books. Back in the days, people never read books. They drowned themselves. They immersed themselves into those books. And they came out with the pearls of what the hadith and the Quran was saying. Insha'Allah, we are on the path here in the Islamic Association of Collin County that from our Sunday school, our Quranic education, our taqwa seminary, and everything that happens in the umbrella of this masjid is going to be toned towards making leaders and nothing less, inshallah. We want to make thinkers. We want to produce people who will think, not people who will just know. I have come in as the Imam with this as part of my vision. I pitched it in October and November, and alhamdulillah, the brother here can tell you how much I bothered every single educational program that's happening in this masjid. I am putting them in a tight position only because we need to account to our community, and the only way we can stand firm 20 years from now, inshallah, is if we plan for the 20th year from now. So, Dajjal will be the Jesus of what the people are presenting him to be right now. He will come as people will assume him to be Isa alayhi salam. Even the Muslims will fall to this. And that is why, inshallah, next Wednesday, mark your calendar. Next Wednesday, inshallah, from 5:30 to 7, we may stretch it to 7:30 at a time, we will be describing this whole journey from the Masih to the Messiah. From the Bible and then the Quran. It's easy for us to say, well, this is what the Holy Text says. Insha'Allah, through the research I have done, and I'm presenting it in a PowerPoint presentation, we will prove that Isa alayhi salam is who we believe from the Bible. From the Bible. Every single aspect of it from the Bible, inshallah. And I humbly request everyone to participate because this class is a very important class. In it, it will explain the life of Isa alayhi salam, the return of Isa alayhi salam, Dajjal, in the most important topic that only 2 verses in the Quran have covered it, and that is Gog and Magog. This is the most important story I don't think anyone could miss. We'll be doing this for 10 nights, inshallah, from the 22nd to, I think, the 3rd, inshallah. So please join us. But in this, we learn, going back to our tafsir for tonight, that before we talk about Dhul Qarnayn, Musa alayhi salam and Khidr are having their episodes with each other. Musa alayhi salam was once asked in a gathering who's the most knowledgeable person, and under the understanding that he was the prophet of Allah and he was Kalimullah and he spoke to Allah, he said, I am. He did not say it out of pride. He just said, I am. And Allah told him, no, you're not. There's a servant of mine who has more knowledge than you, and you should go set out to see him. Where will I find him? بين السدين, مجمع البحرين, where the 2 seas meet. Interesting point here, and this could be a topic of discussion for hours. The etiquette of the student and the teacher. Allah didn't tell him where he was. He went out seeking for him. The sign that led him back to Khidr alayhi salam was the fish jumping out of the basket. I.e., you have to give sacrifices before knowledge can be of benefit to you. And then when you surrender yourself to knowledge and its source, you have to allow it to mold you. You can't mold it. Today, knowledge has taken a total 180. Knowledge should be based on my time and my schedule. The sacrifices are what I will say, not what you tell me. And I will question everything you teach me, because if it doesn't make sense to me, why am I learning it? What happened between Musa alayhi salam and Khidr alayhi salam, nothing made sense to Musa alayhi salam. And the Sahaba said, we wish that Musa alayhi salam remained silent a little more. We could have learned some amazing more things. He broke the boat. Musa alayhi salam said, what are you doing to these people's boats? He killed the boy. Why did you kill the boy? He fixed the wall. They don't care about you. Why are you fixing the wall? Khidr alayhi salam said that we're done. But he explained to him. And even his explanation was outside the realm of our logic. These children had this boat, but their boat was perfect. And it's their only source of income. And if the king who was eyeing boats that day saw that boat, they would have took it. If it's a defective boat, he was like, let it go. The boat will be damaged, but their source of income will continue. Wisdom from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala comes in different ways. We need to embrace Allah's wisdom, and the only way we can embrace it, the verse in Surah Maryam will tell us how. Before we get to that wisdom, so Musa alayhi salam mentioned to Khidr, I want to follow you. He requested him. Khidr alayhi salam gave him conditions. Musa alayhi salam violated those conditions. Hence Musa alayhi salam and Khidr alayhi salam had to part. The relationship of a teacher and a student should be where the student is at the service of the teacher for the sake of learning knowledge. I don't want to say that you are serving the teacher. You are gaining the respect of the knowledge that you're going to acquire. I said it before and I'll say it again. Knowledge will never come from YouTube videos. It is the biggest destruction for our ummah today. Knowledge will not come from websites where there's fatawas and stories and classes. The biggest destruction to our ummah today. Knowledge spread from the time of Rasulullah from his breast, from his chest to the Sahaba. It was a physical transformation. They sat with him, he sat with them. The Sahaba sat with the Tabi'een. The Tabi'een sat with the Tabi'een. Imam Bukhari sat with them. Imam Malik sat with them. Imam Abu Hanifa sat with them. Knowledge transferred person to person. There is a physical connection required for knowledge to transfer. Knowledge isn't a joke. Islam isn't a Walmart or a Costco, or it's not a one-stop shop where you could just drop in and pick up whatever you want whenever you want. That is exactly why Islam is defective today. That is why knowledge is at a crisis point today. We move on to the last story of this beautiful surah, which the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ advised us not just to read, but we should memorize at least the first 10 verses. The story of Dhul Qarnayn and Ya'juj and Ma'juj. I'm not going to ruin it because this is part of my class inshallah next week. But Dhul Qarnayn does not mean a man who had 2 horns. Has anyone here seen a man with 2 horns? Please let me know. I'm still looking for a man with 2 horns. Again, this is what we call the flawed scholarship, the flawed scholarship. There's only one mufassir that I know of who spoke about this to its core, and that was Dr. Israr Ahmad. Dr. Israr Ahmad, he analyzed and researched this because this was a very important topic. This is a topic that you and I need to understand. Qarn is used in the Quran as age and era. Dhul Qarnayn is a man whose effect and impact will happen in this world in 2 eras. He's a human being. Ya'juj and Ma'juj, there is a concept or a theory amongst Muslims that there are these small little aliens, these little goblins walking around. They're human beings. They're human beings. And I can tell you inshallah in 10 days, 15 days where they are, inshallah. And let me tell you one thing. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will say to Adam alayhi salam on the day of judgment, throw from your progeny into the hellfire. He will ask Allah how many? Allah will say out of every 1,999. The Sahaba heard this, they shook. Said, Ya Rasulullah, 999 from the progeny of Adam alayhi salam. Progeny of Adam, human beings. Adam alayhi salam's progeny are not beasts or animals, they're humans. Rasulullah said, and he gave consolation to the Sahaba, that he consoled them by saying that those 999 will be Gog and Magog. They will be Gog and Magog. This is a serious matter. It is a matter that's not being discussed, and inshallah we will be discussing it here starting from next Wednesday, where we will have 8 days worth of Isa alayhi salam from the Bible. From the Bible that proves exactly what the Quran said about Isa alayhi salam. Inshallah. And then we'll go into Gog and Magog, we'll go into Dajjal and what we need to expect. We move on to Surah Maryam. And as I said just earlier, how do we embrace the wisdom of Allah? The same way Allah commanded Zakaria alayhi salam and his wife to embrace Allah's wisdom when He informed them that they would have a son named Yahya. Your sign is you will not speak for 3 nights. What does this mean? When you are waiting for an answer from Allah, for this direction from Allah, we need to close this and we need to raise this. We need to stop talking and we need to start asking. We need to stop gossip in dialogue, and we have to open our ears to listen to Allah's mercy coming. Allah told the same thing to Maryam alayhi salam when she gave birth to Isa alayhi salam. Go back to the people. She said, I'm going to go back. I'm going to be told off by the people. Don't say anything. Don't say anything. Just point at the baby. Just point at the baby. Sometimes what we say becomes a problem for us in the long term. So the wisdom of Allah is when we're facing difficulty in life, be quiet, be silent, allow Allah to speak for you, allow Allah to direct you, allow Allah to answer the queries of your life for you. Let Him do it, but you have to be quiet. So Maryam alayhi salam, she was quiet. She came back. Ya ukhta Harun. The way they poked her. Oh, sister of Aaron. Ma kana abuki imra'a sawin. Your father was not a bad person. Wa ma kanat ummuki baghiya. Your mom wasn't a prostitute. What do you do here? Huh? Quiet. Yes, people will test you. People will say things that will hurt you. And you want to open your mouth. At that time, say to yourself, Oh Allah, I close my mouth so that you can do what you have to do. Oh Allah, I will hold back my hands so your hands can guide this matter forward. Let Allah take control. This is a month to say, Allah, you take control. I'm done. I'm done trying to take control of my life. Allah, you take control. So what did Isa alayhi salam say? The words of Isa alayhi salam are written in the Quran. Qala, he said, Inni abdullah. He said, I'm Allah's servant. I'm Allah's servant. I've been given a book. I've been made a prophet. The only one to be made a prophet before the age of 40 to the people. وَجَعَلَنِي مُبَارَكًا أَيْنَمَا كُنْتُ. I've been made a source of blessing wherever I go. I've been commanded to pray, to give zakat as long as I'm alive. وَبَرًّا بِوَالِدَتِي. One of the greatest verses in the Quran that stands up to a verse in the Bible that proves Jesus was not, alayhi salam, was on the cross. Come to the class. There's a verse in the Bible when the person on the cross scolded Mary, alayhi salam. And Jesus, I'm saying here, I've been commanded to be kind to my mother. Isa would have never scolded his mother. That wasn't Isa alayhi salam. We're not here to challenge religions. We're not here to put down any religion. We're here to learn what we need to know in the world we live in so that we can protect ourselves and our families from the great trial to come that every prophet warned their people of. Moving along. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in verse number 66 of Surah Maryam, which is a beautiful surah, وَيَقُولُ الْإِنسَانُ أَإِذَا مَا مِتُّ لَسَوْفَ أُخْرَجُ حَيًّا. The greatest concern we should have is when we feel death isn't going to happen to me. Death, I'm young right now, I'm healthy. What is this death? And if I die, is Allah really going to resurrect me? Is something really going to happen? This is exactly what Allah is addressing. Human says, when I die, will I be taken out alive? Does that human not remember? أَوَلَا يَذْكُرُ الْإِنسَانُ أَنَّا خَلَقْنَاهُ مِنْ قَبْلُ وَلَمْ يَكُ شَيْئًا. You're asking about your resurrection. You're doubting your resurrection. You are nothing. I made you. You're doubting the resurrection. You should have doubted the fact that you were even created. Allah created you. You were nothing. He made you. If He can make you, He can resurrect you. For sure He can resurrect you. According to the hadith of Rasulullah that on that day Allah will resurrect, meaning you will come back the way you are. Even the skin that was separated from our body from circumcision, the hadith says that skin will return. It will not be a new, it will be the same one. Allah is the one who controls everything. The material that He made you in will come back again when you rise from the grave, inshaAllah. وَقَالُوا اتَّخَذَ الرَّحْمَنُ وَلَدًا لَقَدْ جِئْتُمْ شَيْئًا إِدًّا تكاد السماوات يتفطرن منه وتنشق الأرض وتخر الجبال هدا أن دعوا للرحمن ولدا وما ينبغي للرحمن أن يتخذ ولدا. These verses present a level of, I would say, pain. Allah doesn't get offended. Allah doesn't get sad. Allah doesn't get happy. Allah is Allah. لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم. He doesn't get tired, He doesn't sleep. He doesn't need food, He doesn't need to breathe. Allah is Allah. But the pain that is being demonstrated here is what has happened to the creation that they say Allah has a son. Everything belongs to Allah. Everything. Allah doesn't need one son. All of you are ayalullah. You're the children of Allah. Metaphorically speaking, you're His creation. You're His creation. It's as if the sky and the earth is going to burst and rip open. And the mountains are going to rest asunder. Why? Because they're claiming Allah has a son. وَمَا يَنْبَغِي لِلرَّحْمَنِ أَنْ يَتَّخِذَ وَلَدًا. It's not suitable for Allah to take a child. He doesn't need to prove anything by taking one. Everything is already His. And as I said yesterday, every single creation of Allah is hymning the praises of Allah. Every single creation is hymning Allah's praise because they know who they belong to. We move on to Surah Taha. And in Surah Taha, second verse, مَا أَنزَلْنَا عَلَيْكَ الْقُرْآنَ لِتَشْقَى. O Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, we did not reveal this Quran on you to make life difficult. If anyone presents to you the religion in a way that it makes it difficult for you to live your life, there's something wrong there. Because Islam, as the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, is easy. Islam is simple. It's actually a source of benefit and protection and goodness for you. مَا أَنزَلْنَا عَلَيْكَ الْقُرْآنَ لِتَشْقَى. We never sent this Quran upon you, O Muhammad ﷺ, so it makes life difficult for you. This is actually a solution. It's simplifying life. So my dear brothers and sisters, you have the key, the solution to a simple and good, wholesome life. Maybe we haven't understood it that way, but in due time we do. Because Allah is reaffirming to the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ and reassuring him, it's all good. And the last verse that we'll take tonight is Surah Anbiya, which will be the last surah that we will begin tonight. اقترب للناس حسابهم وهم في غفلة معرضون. The first verse of the 17th juz, which is also the beginning of Surah Anbiya, is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saying the time has come close for humanity. What time? The time of their judgment, the time of their account. And they're still in a state of ghafla. They're lost. I end by asking you a simple question. You run your own business. MashaAllah, you have a lucrative business. And you walk out every night without checking the register, without checking the money, how much was made, without looking at the numbers, the income and the expenses. How much do you care about your business? You don't. Shame on you. One thing every person will do before they lock that door and turn that sign to close is make sure every penny has been accounted for. Because my business tomorrow can only be better if I make sure it was good today. My tomorrow with Allah can only be good if I take hisab of myself today. حَاسِبُوا أَنفُسَكُمْ قَبْلَ أَن تُحَاسَبُوا. The Prophet ﷺ said, take account of yourself before Allah takes account of you. May Allah allow us in this beautiful night of Ramadan to understand the importance of these great points and to ponder over them, to inculcate the goodness of these things into our life, and to protect our state, ourselves from a state of ghafla, a state of unattentiveness, and a state that we are distant from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ameen Rabbil Alameen.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. أشهد أن لا